Welcome to another episode of A Soldier's Life. Again, I'm Sergeant First Class Michael Warwick of the Horseheads Recruiting Station at the Aaronn Mall. During the recording of this episode, it's during Christmas time. We just had Christmas a couple days ago, and a very great opportunity comes by every year. A lot of our future soldiers come through on holiday block leave. So they come through and they have a little bit of vacation saved up. They stop through, hey, you know, Sergeant Warwick, whoever the recruiter was or is at the time, you know, we kind of talk a little bit. And we want to give a little shout out to them, right? A little tribute to them because, you know, they've gone through either a couple weeks or several weeks of their training, whether it's your basic training or a lot of these gentlemen here have gone through OSIT training, right? One station unit training. So what I'm going to do is introduce them one by one here in a little bit after we roll some of the footage of some of the jobs that they have and let them talk about themselves and some of the experiences they've gone through so far.
Something is happening out there. Something far beyond the reach of most. Where those with the silent courage to stand and face the unknown come together. They are you, and they are me. Yet these uncommon few seek something more. Something extraordinary. From inner city streets and forgotten country roads they come. From high-rise buildings to humble suburban homes they come. A chosen few who accept the call to adventure, where a greater cause awaits. Ready, resilient, battle-tested, thousands of American soldiers preparing for the protection of the homeland and the safety of the free world. 1,200 square miles of brutal terrain, desert towns and villages, countless tanks, assault vehicles, and state-of-the-art weaponry. World-class, dedicated opposing forces built from our country's war heroes. Tough, realistic, high-fidelity, brigade-level training. And for one thing, and one thing only, to win the first fight. Every breath, every thought, every success or failure has led them here to this rugged and desolate place. From sea to shining sea they come. This is the United States Army National Training Center. Are you ready?
So our special guest, one of them, is Aaronn DiMarco. Now, Aaronn DiMarco went to Tioga High School, and he also went down to Elmira College for a little bit, pursuing that criminal justice. And I'm not going to steal too much of his thunder because he's going through OSIT training right now. I'll let him introduce himself a little bit and tell about his job. Aaronn?
So I'm Aaronn DiMarco. I came from Tioga Central High School. It's like a little small community. I went to Elmira College for a year to study criminal justice. However, I didn't like it too much. So I decided I was actually going to go into the Navy, and I went into the recruiting office where I ran into Sergeant Warwick and Sergeant Cansdale, and they kind of convinced me to join the Army. So they sat me down, did a couple tests, and I became an MP, really, 31 Bravo. I'm stationed in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri for OSIT. It's a 19-week program. It's a mix of both basic training and AIT. So I keep the same drill sergeants, same bay, everything's the same. So it's a little intense at times. Sure,
yeah. But it's some really good training.
Oh yeah, it's great. I've done a lot of nice things. So.
Nice, awesome. So when you're pursuing that, you know, that career goal that you had, you know, a while back, being some form of law enforcement, right, and going military police, so you've learned quite a bit in that era of a career path, right?
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Now, using this so far, like, you know, do you see yourself either, whether it's staying in for a little bit longer or when you get out, you still going to pursue like the state trooper or three-letter agency stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm hoping to do something like that along the lines. I don't know how far I'm going to stay into like the military career. My long-term goal, I've always been interested in homicide investigation, honestly. So I did some specialization in that in college, took like criminalistics, like a bunch of like classes relative to that. So depending on how MP goes, 31 Bravo is really what I'm going to do outside of the military. So that's what I'd like to do.
Sure. No. When I was talking to Aaronn, I got a little bit of background in that kind of era too. I do counterintelligence for the Army, which is I do investigations on crimes of national security. So he and I clicked really well. And I kind of gave some really good advice on as far as career paths he can go to get to that end state, that future endeavor that he's pursuing. So again, you know, this is Aaronn DiMarco, 31 Bravo, doing his thing. Appreciate it. We'll go to the next applicant here in a little bit once we watch some more footage on 31 Bravo.
My day usually starts really early in the morning, around 5 o'clock. I'm Sergeant Kenesha Bowie. I'm a 31 Bravo, military police with the U.S. Army. I felt like I just wanted to make a difference and do something that I could be proud of. It would give me something that even if I did want to get out later, I could transfer also to be a civilian police officer also. I went through basic training first, and then I went through AIT, Advanced Individual Training. I learned how to arrest or apprehend somebody. I learned how to pull over, give somebody a ticket. I learned how to investigate. I learned how to lift fingerprints. Like everything in AIT you learn in those 10 weeks. I'm always out patrolling. I'm always out doing something, walking patrols, patrolling in my vehicle. When we're guarding the gate, good morning, sir. We're checking IDs, making sure that nobody suspicious is coming through the gate. Can I get you to roll down your back window, please? So it's not a boring job at all, ever.
3-1, bro. Return station reference, wrinkle card.
Once I got to my unit, I went to a protective service detail school. The protective service detail school helped me on my deployment because that's literally all I did was guard a VIP.
Who's in Area 1?
While I was deployed, I took advantage of the tuition assistance. I did a lot of my classes online. It was just easier for me. Wait for backup, wait for MPI, wait for traffic, I'll come out there and just help you out. Everybody good? The degree that I'm pursuing now is business leadership and management. Exercise, 1, 2, 3. After I deployed, I went through deployment and then I came back to do MPI, which is Military Police Investigation School. And also I went to WOC, which is Warrior Leaders Course. I really enjoyed that school because it taught me how to be a leader and what a good leader is. Joining the Army it's brought a lot more confidence in me because you're put in certain situations that you have to be confident, especially as military police.
Return station reference.
If I were to leave the Army, because of the courses in the schools that I've had so far, I could be a civilian police officer. I could be an investigator. I could be a part of the Secret Service with my protective service detail school that I went to. I could do that also. It's exciting some days, so you never know, and it's different every day. Sometimes it can be challenging, but I like what I do and I love my job, so it's a good day every day.
3-1, good copy, en route.
Welcome back. Our next guest on our show is Jacob Cook. Now, Jacob is a graduate class of 2017 at Corning High School. Played quite a few sports up there. You may have seen him up in there doing some highlights for football in the varsity squad. When Jacob came through, he was pursuing infantry, more specifically Airborne Ranger. Now, he just graduated basic training a couple weeks ago, and now he's got to go onto the Airborne school here shortly. So, Jacob, again, I don't want to take any more of your thunder. By all means.
So I'm Jacob Cook. I just graduated basic training OSET, 14-week program. I was 11 Bravo infantry. Good time, good and bad times. Hardest thing I've ever done, but I wouldn't trade it for the world.
There you go. There you go.
Made a lot of friends all over the world now, stationed everywhere, and excited to go back for Airborne and then later pursue RASP to be a Ranger.
Nice. Now, you're about to go to Airborne school here in a couple weeks, or like a couple days, right? About a week and a half.
About a week and a half, yeah.
Okay, now it's 3 weeks, like we had in our previous episode, Airborne training, 3 weeks, and he'll go through all that. And he's talking to Sergeant Bermudez quite a bit at our office about getting some of the tips and pointers, so he's highly successful when he goes to that training and does what he has to do. Now, after he goes through that, you're going to go through RASP for a little bit, right?
Correct.
Now, tell me about RASP.
So RASP is the Ranger Assessment Selection phase,
okay,
which is a chance to get into 75th Ranger Battalion.
Okay, which is, again, it's Rangers, right? Getting tabbed out. That's one of our prestigious units that we have in the United States Army. It's fantastic. So Jacob's going to go on and do great things in the Army. His dad was a previous Ranger as well. He's a Elmira police officer, Elmira Heights, police officer. Great guy. I met him quite a few times, and he kind of give that inspiration to Jacob to pursue this. And Jacob's he's knocking it out of the park. He's doing great things, and I see a lot of great things for Jacob in the future. So Jacob, appreciate you coming down.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, buddy. Make sure you stay in touch.
Will do.
Kendrick Szemple. He is out of Wyalusing High School, class of 2017. And I'm going to share the thunder with Kendrick just because he's on his way to become a 19 kilo, which is an armor crewman. Love that job. It's fantastic. So, Kendrick, please.
I'm Kendrick Szemple. I graduated out of Wyalusing, and now I'm a 19 kilo in the United States Army, on my way to be. I just graduated the basic training portion of the program, and I'm in the OSET part now, and it's probably the funnest thing I've ever done in my entire life. You get to go on a tank every morning. When you get into that driver's hatch, it's like the coolest thing in the world. I didn't realize how cool it was until I actually got there and getting in the gunner station, and it's just it's the funnest thing I've ever been.
Now, when he's going through that training, he learns various parts about that tank, the driver's compartment or the gunner's area or the loaders. He'll get to spend a little bit of time in the tank commander's slot where he learns some of the fire commands and stuff like that. So everything's safety. Everything in the Army is about safety. You know, we'll make sure everybody on that crew is good to go. They know their positions, so on and so forth. So once he gets back to Fort Benning, right? Fort Benning is where he's going through his training at. He's going to go out in what we call the field training exercise, FTX. And out there, he's going to learn how to shoot that tank. And I tell you right now, hearing that 120 millimeter smoothbore going off is probably one of the most exciting things you'll ever go through in your entire life. I did, like I said, 7 years. And now when you came in, you 4-year contract, right?
About 4
3
years.
and some change because
Yes.
you're training, right? So on and so forth. So he's going to have 3 years minimum experience on that tank. And we don't know really where he's going to go for a permanent duty station yet. But tanking's fantastic. I mean, you know, driving that tank and you know, it's powered by a turbine engine, and I mean, it's just fantastic. So going through that training so far, you've been on the tank a little bit, right?
Yes.
What's your favorite thing so far in your training that you've learned?
Probably my favorite part would be hearing the tank commander say, loading the rounds in the tank, because once you load that round, you say up. That round's going off, and you're going to destroy anything in the path.
That's right. That's right. That's how it works. It's probably one of the most funnest jobs that I could think of that's in the Army. But again, all our jobs are really fantastic, and a lot of good skill set that we teach our soldiers about that job. All right. Well, Kendrick, appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. Be safe while you're home, and always you know, give family my best, and hopefully we'll see you in the future.
Yes, sir.
All right.
During decisive moments in the heat of battle, the Army engages the most advanced mobile land-based armor vehicles in the world to disable and destroy the enemy. The M1 Abrams tank is operated and maintained by soldiers working in MOS M1 armor crewmen. These are strong, self-disciplined men and women with the ability to remain calm under stress and who are ready to defend our country anywhere in the world.
Being a tanker is amazing. That amount of power is crazy, especially you driving 72 tons of pure steel down the road. That's nothing comparable to what's going on in the civilian world.
Becoming an M1 armor crewman is a unique and challenging career choice for qualified soldiers, continuing a proud tradition as team members of the combat arm of decision. Military Occupational Specialty, M1 Armor Crewman.
So this is a very unique opportunity, right? It's not too often that we get something like this going on in our recruiting station. These are the Beaumont brothers, all right? This is Clayton and Travis. They're out of the Watkins, Glen area. They're former students of Watkins, Glen. Both you guys played football up there, right?
Yep. I didn't play football. I wrestled.
You wrestled, the wrestler right here. Clayton on the end, he came through our office a couple months ago. He came in under what's called an 18 X-ray contract. So he's pursuing Special Forces right now. Kind of piqued a little bit of interest in Travis. Now, I did meet Travis about 2 years ago when he was going through BOCES up on in Horseheads. And he thought about it a little bit, decided to pursue the mechanical background a little bit. I don't want to steal too much of their thunder. But now Travis has talked to his brother, and he's looking at coming in the Army, looking to try to pursue hopefully a 11 X-ray option 40. All right, like previous Jacob Cook we talked to earlier. So Clayton, so you've been in a couple weeks now.
Yeah, I've been for about a month.
Okay,
about a month.
What do you think so far?
It's been a heck of an experience so far.
Okay.
how I expected it and not how I expected it at the same time.
Okay.
You know, it's been a lot of fun. Obviously, there's some stuff that's not so fun, but
Sure.
But yeah, it's been a blast so
That's
far.
how it goes. Well, good. Now you're down at Fort Benning, right?
Yep, Fort Benning, Georgia.
Okay. Now you're going through first infantry, OSA training.
Yep.
Right. Now after that, you're going to graduate, go to Airborne school, right?
Yep.
Then you go to what's called selection.
Yep.
Okay. Good. Now, tell me a little about some of your training. So far you've gone through the gas chamber, right?
Yep, we did the gas
Now,
chamber.
I'll tell you right now, that's one of my favorite ranges. You wouldn't think so, but it's just a really unique experience. So tell me about your experience going through the gas chamber.
It was pretty wild. I wasn't sure what to expect. We got given our gas masks, our pro masks, and got sent into this chamber where they fill it with the CS gas, and you have to do a routine. You remove your mask, clear your mask, learn how to do all that, and then you have to repeat the soldier's creed after you take your mask off and put it in your pro mask holder. While you start hacking up all the congestion you could possibly have.
Sure. It's like probably the most extreme running nose you've ever thought of in your entire
it's
life.
extreme.
Now, the biggest thing is to give you that exposure, so if you ever do get into that kind of environment, you don't just panic, because it's just like anything. The more we're exposed to a situation, the better we become, and in our minds, we're ready to tackle that task or that obstacle that lays before us. So awesome. Again, that's one of my favorite ranges.
Yeah, it was fun.
How's your physical training down there going? Pretty good?
Pretty good, yeah. Physical training all day, every day, pretty much. You run everywhere. If you mess up, you push up a lot.
Sure.
Yep. So you push the ground quite a bit.
Awesome.
It's all in good fun, getting you better every day.
That's right. Absolutely. 100%. Now, Travis has been working with us for about a month now, I'd say. We're just about to tie the end up on this. So tell me about your perception on stuff, because you've seen your brother go off, to basic, and now here we are. So what's going through your mind? What's motivating you, and so on and so forth?
Well, originally I was planning on going with him originally, and kind of fell back and decided against it because I wasn't 100% on my decisions. And once I saw him leave, it just kind of made me realize that I should have carried on with it and went with him. So started doing a little bit of training, a little more running and whatnot, and decided if I'm going to do it, I'd like to chase the 11X Option 40.
Sure.
And just waiting on that, and hopefully jump into it and get going, because it's kind of the only thing on my mind at the moment. So.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I have an older brother, and I know, growing up, you got that sibling rivalry and that competition, you know what I mean? So when I met these two, when they came to my office together, as soon as they left, I was talking to Clayton again, because Clayton was pursuing a little bit more than Travis was. And Clayton's already telling me, like, oh, my brother's hitting the gym, this and everything, trying to get swole and doing his thing. So it's going to be really interesting. I hope you guys stop by in the future at the office and stay in touch. Either way, we're always available for advice or questions you guys may have. All right, I appreciate you coming down today.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah, no worries. Travis?
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Our world is becoming increasingly dangerous as traditional governments are failing and oppressive regimes take their place, spreading chaos and turmoil. Today's warfighter must continue to adapt to unfamiliar environments and technological advancements used by our adversaries in ungoverned areas. It is exactly in these ungoverned areas of the world where Army Special Operations Forces operate and excel, known around the globe as Green Berets. Each Special Forces soldier possesses unique skills and qualifications to maintain a continuous presence overseas, making them the force of choice for any contingency.
A great attribute that Special Forces has is we don't strive for the minimum, we strive for the maximum.
Green Berets are individually selected and specially trained through the Army's most rigorous selection program. The first step required to embark on this journey is to volunteer and then never quit.
Quitting ultimately means mission failure, and in Special Forces, mission failure is not an option.
A true quiet professional knows that wearing the Green Beret says more about you than you could ever say about yourself. Enlisted volunteers must complete basic combat training, followed by advanced individual training and airborne school, before they can attend the Special Forces Assessment and Selection, or SFAS. SFAS is also where soldier volunteers from within the Army ranks begin their path to becoming a Green Beret. Completion of SFAS leads to entry into Special Forces Qualification Course, or Q Course. The Q Course consists of 6 phases: orientation, small unit tactics, military occupational specialty, or MOS training,
unconventional warfare, language, and military freefall. For MOS training, officers focus on leadership planning, and NCOs or enlisted volunteers receive specialty training on weapons, engineering, medical, or communications, dependent on soldier aptitude. This training is intense and designed to test the whole person, not just strength or tactical skills, but also intellectual and social skills. Tactical unconventional skills required to coerce, disrupt, or work with a guerrilla force in the overthrow of a hostile government or occupying power are cornerstones of the training. Upon completion of the Q course, a soldier will have earned the right to wear the Green Beret. New Green Berets are assigned to an Operational Detachment Alpha, or ODA, which is comprised of 12 soldiers, each with a specific skill and duty.
Special Forces is unique in that we are able to accomplish many tasks with few men.
With a rewarding career path like no other, Special Forces soldiers are also given ample opportunities for advancement and additional training, which includes Halo, Scuba, and other advanced training.
I would consider being SF the professional leagues of the military.
On an ODA, your newly acquired skills are put to the test as you bond with your new team. You will be expected to adapt to any situation, from operating in a denied area as part of a small team to advising diplomats and interagency partners within an embassy. You will work hard, train hard, and depend on each other to accomplish the mission, regardless of where it may take you. Throughout this journey, your SF teammates will become your second family, creating a timeless, unbreakable bond.
The kind of guys we're looking for is the selfless guys that are humble, that can put themselves, through hell and back and come back for it and do it for their teammates that are on my left and my right. Our families know each other. We go to our kids' birthday parties. We are one big family.
The need is great for those who can rise to the challenge. We are looking for volunteers who possess courage, integrity, perseverance, and the desire to answer the calling of the soldier elite, de oppresso liber, to free the oppressed. United States Army Special Forces, embrace the challenge.
That's going to wrap it up for this episode of A Soldier's Life. I am Sergeant First Class Michael Warwick with the Horseheads Recruiting Station at the Aaronn Mall. We are Army Strong!